So what happened for me, or to me, is I researched the criminal government for about 7 years. It was actually 2012 when I got interested. I was going over the 911 footage again and watching the people jump off the towers. And I heard other people say, what kind of, dummies would jump. They were making excuses for it, putting the people down. And anyone with the right mind would know they were jumping because the pain was so horrible. There's smoke where you can't breathe, the fire, the heat. So you're actually forced to jump. When you're forced to jump off a building that's like 100 stories high, I mean, you know, but it really touched my heart. It really hurt me a lot. At the time when it happened, of course, I was like in shock like everybody else. I had my, I got many pictures where I'm wearing the flag, and, me and my wife at the time were going around, but, with the flag on our shirt. But when you when I got older and looked into it more, it really starts to really, really, really hurt. The part in you that just hates to see people be victimized. Basically, I'm a victim myself. When I was 3, 4 years old, I was taken down to a canyon in Linda Vista, San Diego, and raped, molested, beaten by 6 older teenager kids. My sister was 5 and I was about 3. And they held us down there until they went to go eat dinner, and they were going to come back, but we got dressed and took off. Mom reported it to the police. Kids got arrested. The cops and the psychiatrist, the therapist guy tried to cover it up. And then, and I'm not saying that's 100% for sure linked to all this gang stalking thing, but I'm pretty sure it is. Then, age 10, I get a phone call. A man says, Tony, I know you're home alone. I'm watching you, and I'll be watching you the rest of your life. And then he hangs up. And I told my mom, and she goes, oh, it's Lucky or Otto. That's her boyfriend, or one of his friends prank calling you. She didn't take it serious. But then time went by, and then when I was 15 years old, there was a man in the window. And when I was 17, a man tried to come through the window. When I was 18, again, me and my girlfriend had our baby, and we moved into our own apartment. And there was this huge guy trying to come through our window at 1 o'clock in the morning. And we had no phone. We had no windows in the front of the house, no peephole, so we couldn't get out. We didn't know if we went out, if there were more people waiting for us. Because there was a house on the hill that would have, once in a while, there'd be people standing inside the window at night, naked. In this huge window on this house. And I told my sister and brother-in-law, they lived next door to us, and they came over one night, and we turned the lights off and got the binoculars, and I showed them, and they were freaked out. And then they flashed a light. Well, we turned our light off and on, and then they copied it. They say, yeah, we know you're watching. Basically, with all weird stuff started happening. A minor series of gang stalking, very minor, but gang stalking nevertheless. Then I moved into my own place in 1990 when me and her broke up, and things were moving around the room. When I was at work, I'd come home and things had moved. I only had a little bit of property. I was like a pillow and a blanket on a carpet floor, basically. And a few things I had were moving around. And then the lights would be on. And then my brother moves in, and it stops in 91 to 1998. And then it started back up again. And there was all kinds of it. And then my mom moved in the garage for a while, and she heard someone walk up the steps and open the door and walk around my apartment. And when I came home from work that night, around 9 o'clock at night, she goes, didn't you just come home and go, I heard you walk up the steps? And I go, was it me? So we thought we had ghosts. See? We thought it was ghosts. We never thought somebody would actually have the nerve to go inside your place. What they do is when they set up around you, the gang stalkers, it's the government. And the Patriot Act is a cover-up. What it really is, it's a murder program. It's a cold-blooded, first-degree murder program. Some people they experiment on. Some people they experiment different tests on them, burning your skin, different types of things. Some of it's experimenting your reactions. Some of it is just death, where they come in and they secretly murder you, and they cover it up. And it's huge. It's a really big program. They're taking the taxpayers' money, and they're basically committing crimes against humanity on their own people. So in 98, 99, all this stuff started happening, gang stalking. But I didn't know what gang stalking was back then. I thought the stuff in my apartment, I thought I had ghosts. And then when I'm outside, there was just mean people. I thought, man, I must really like, because I was overweight. I was really, really big. And I thought people was really don't like fat people, because I wasn't attractive. And, I had 3 chins going, and I just felt really subconscious about myself. I never, ever, ever put the pieces of the puzzle together. And then in 2016, I uploaded a video of my ex-girlfriend because she has some anomaly on her face. And that's when a lot of weird stuff, or I would say violent stuff, began. I'm at a red light, and this military guy pulls up next to me, runs over to my car, and tries to get in the car. He's like trying to get in at me, and me and my friend Tries, a Cambodian guy, we were like, whoa, hey dude, what's up? And then I grabbed my cell phone and called the police, and he just pulls over to the curb. And I go, man, this guy must be higher than a cracker. I don't know why I even said that, but I said he must be high because he knows I'm calling the cops, and he just pulls over to the curb. Well, 911 operator says, hello, 911. And then I said, hi. And I was trying to explain, and then hung up on me. I called a second time, and they hung up on me again. I called a third time about 15, 20 minutes later, and they hung up on me again. And at this point, I'm driving to where me and my friend were going originally to a friend's house. And here comes this guy toward us in this truck, and he has both hands in the air going like, what's up? Where's your help? So that was a sign that I didn't catch at the time, that the 911 operators were also in on it. See, I didn't catch this at the time, but I'll tell you what happened, how it just got worse and worse, and why I was able to put it together. Come January, February, I caught this strange rice material moving around my apartment. I put down some shipping tape, turned all the fans off, and the second time, the stuff was caught in the shipping tape all through it. Above it, there was nothing moving around when I'm in the room, but when I left the room for an hour or two and came back, it was under the shipping tape, over the shipping tape, all throughout the shipping tape. By the way, I still have the shipping tape with the rice material, and so I would say it's in a few other spots. And then I got my camcorder, I pointed out the window toward these condos where the creeps were at, and I said, I believe this material is coming from these creeps in these condos. At that moment, while the camcorder is filming, 5 huge guys in suits, I'm talking like 6'4", huge guys, come running out to the platform, and they're pouring sweat. They're nervous. They're freaking out. And what I concluded was that they realized that I had discovered the material was moving around, and I had discovered where it was coming from, and that freaked them out because now I hear them with the evidence, and I'm being violated. And the reason they're afraid is because they had to be part of the government. They were trackable. If they were just strangers, they would have got in their cars and left. If they were untraceable, they were freaking out because they were known who they were. They weren't supposed to be doing that, obviously, but I really know they were government. Okay, and I'll tell you why as the story develops. You'll see why. So time goes by, a month, and now I got cars trying to run me off the road, off the freeway. One guy blocks me at a green light, at an arrow, and I'm like 4 cars behind him, but the cars are like, why isn't this guy making his turn? He looks in the mirror at me and goes, like I'm talking too much. Then another guy pulls up in a minivan, pulls in the red zone where the bus is at, where the city bus goes, and he walks right into the traffic, right up to my bumper, stands in front of my car, that far from the bumper, and starts directing traffic. Don't worry about it. Go around them. Let them talk. Go around them. He was in on it with the guy that was blocking traffic. So then I went to see a counselor to tell this gal what was going on. Actually, I did research right before I saw her on this rice material, and I found out some horrible stuff, worse stuff than that. A lot of you know about it. Chemtrails and the nanotech thing. And I made a video on the nanotech thing, and at that moment, a black helicopter starts circling the roof of my studio apartment violently. So then I go talk to this counselor gal, and it turns out that I won't say much more about that. It just gets creepier and creepier. Somehow they're all like, They're all friends. So anyways, I come home, I'm walking up my steps, and there's these two huge Marine guys dressed up in the camouflage gear, talking to a smaller dude. And I'm walking up my steps, and they're standing over there in the parking lot in the condos. And they turn around, look at me, and they go, and then they walk away. So that night, I forget about it. I did some Michael Jackson dance videos. I was practicing and stuff, and I'm eating a big old plate of spaghetti. I get full. I'm getting sleepy. I'm about to get up and turn off the lights. My brother's staying the night. He's over there on another TV playing video games. And I see this huge shadow of a man walking down my steps on my front porch. So I go, Dominic, hey, that's my brother's name. We got company, dude. Someone's out there. It's like 12:31 in the morning. So open my car door and I listen. I don't move so I can hear whatever's out there. And I hear leaves cracking underneath someone's shoes. And they're trying to be quiet. Like you could barely hear it cracking. And they're trying to stay still. So I think about the two Marine guys from earlier. And I go, I remember that look they gave me? That. And then I'm like, oh, wow. And that's how gang stalking works. Like if I tell someone they gave me a dirty look, people will be like, come on, you get dirty looks all the time? No, look at. See the difference? Anyways, make a long story short. Call the police. They come out. They refuse to shine their flashlight behind my apartment. The taller guy goes, shh, let's go. And they sneak off. I call a second time. Operator hangs up on me. I call a third time. As the phone's ringing to 911, a voice hacks in my phone and says, you ain't got no help coming. You're on your own tonight. You're doomed. And my brother heard that. And he's like, whoa, what's that? And I said, I told you, man, something's going on. So the operator answers the phone. I tell the operator the story. It was the first operator from the first call. He was a real nice guy. Stayed on the phone with me. I was terrified. Got trained hitmen trying to sneak in your back windows at 1 in the morning. It's scary. It's pretty creepy. The police come out. I call my aunt in the front house. So now the cops are coming down our driveway. 5 cops. Me and my brother go downstairs to meet them. And as I'm greeting them, the guy, before he even gets close to me, he's like 10 feet, 12 feet away. He goes, you're on meth. Go back upstairs and go to sleep. And I was like, wow, do I even get a trial? So anyways, we go in the backyard. My aunt and uncle and my brothers come out. And the 2 cops surround me. The 2 mean guys that are leading the investigation and just start making accusations. There's no one back there. I'm hallucinating. And I've never hallucinated in my entire life. Never. Not once. They won't shine their flashlight behind my studio apartment. I have to beg them and beg them and beg them and beg them. And because I had family watching, they finally shined the flashlight. But they say there's no one back there. And I said, well, can I look real quick? And they go, no, you can't look. And they go, now go back upstairs. And if you call us again, you're going to jail. You can either go to jail or you can go back upstairs into your apartment. And I almost wanted to go to jail, to tell you the truth, because there's still somebody back there. 1 or 2 guys, I don't know. I believe it's the 2 guys from earlier, but there's someone back there. So I go back upstairs, me and my brother, and the cops leave. And I'm like, sun's coming up, try and stay awake. And I can't keep my eyes open. I'm so tired at this point. Next thing I know, we hear a big boom, and me and my brother like jolt awake, and we hear a man run out of our backyard, down our driveway, and off into the streets, followed by the sound what sounded like a horse. I know it sounds crazy, but like a horse. It sounded like hooves. But it was loud. It's like 4 in the morning at this point, and it was super loud. And my brother said, I hear it sounds like a man with horse feet, because it didn't sound exactly like a horse. It sounded like 2 feet, more like that. And my brother goes, that is weird. So my brother heard the horse feet thing, and you heard the hack on the phone. Anyways, that's what happened. I'm only telling you what happened. And I'm not going to make anything up. Did I see somebody with my own eyes? No. But I saw the 2 guys earlier go. And then you got the leaves cracking under the shoes. You got the cops that wouldn't let me look behind the studio. You got the hack on the phone. And then you got the sound of someone's running out of the back of the studio, followed by the horse hooves. So that's what happened. Then, of course, more stuff happened. Other little things here and there. Like I made a video, I don't believe in luck. And then I get a knock on my door 5 minutes later, and this woman's looking for a cat, Lucky. She shakes my hand, and within hours, I'm really, really sick. I vomit, and then it goes away. What else? Recently, I'm driving on the freeway, and the car suddenly, boom, it rocks, and I just keep driving to my destination, and as I get there, I notice that the handle on the car door, passenger door, was completely gone. Was it shot off by a sniper? I don't know, but it's gone. And then I had the next day a fire engine and a man in a white car. I got his license plate number. They tried to run me off the road. They tried to cause an accident. Third day, I'm pulling weeds in my aunt's driveway, and the men that were working on the house next door to us, one guy tells me, he goes, "You know what a gangbang is, homie? We're coming to get you. We're gonna gangbang you, homie." And the other dude goes, "Shut up, man! You're blowing it, dude. I told you we're gonna get him real soon. Stop it." And that's what happened. The one dude threatened me with a gangbang. They're gonna kill me, and the other dude said, "We're gonna get him real soon." Now, in the past year, they moved out the other group of people, and they moved in a bunch of military. There's like 30, 40 military men on my street now. Well, military, there's women too. And they're all wearing the camouflage gear suddenly. So there you go. The Patriot Act is a farce. It's a complete cover-up. What it's really about is the government is going around in secret, murdering off their citizens secretly. And they're using the Patriot Act when they get caught to say this person's a terrorist. That's what's really happening. They frame people, and that's what I'm saying from my own experience, from what I'm seeing. And the reason I say frame is because they failed on trying to kill me, and now there's military men in there with all this gear on, and that's where you hear of the Patriot Act, where they say someone's a terrorist, the military can come and arrest them, or even murder them, and never tell anyone they did it. So they use it to cover up crime, is what they're doing. To go out there and kill American citizens in cold blood and murder. So anyways, last year I've been going church to church. I'm in like 19 churches in San Diego, and about 16 of them have the information on basically what they're doing to everybody, how to see it, and how to see people that are basically non-human. There's a way to see them, and it's a real simple device, and it's very well, that's about it for now, and I'll report more later. So just get the info out there, and thanks for watching.